for you guys. And this could be like a few different days worth of entertainment. I know there's going to be a few of you who are like, oh, finish it. You know, I want to know how you end up doing Spawn. At the same time, I'm always scrimping and saving for content. How do Moto Leagues work? You play 5 games. There you go, Rufus. Check out that link. It's this right here. What would I have played in the Standard League? T-Fit, I built like an Elves deck. It was really bad. It was budget, and I regret it. It was a ticket or so. I don't regret that it was cheap. I regret that I spent hours of my life brewing a Standard deck because Standard is just... Standard is Standard. There was one time in my Magic career where I enjoyed it. No longer. Can you get the Patreon before you head out? Of course, Return of the Beard. And when you do, I need you to message me. I need you to message me your email so that I can unlock the articles and the playlist for you. If you were to join, if you were to become a Patreon, write me a message either through Twitch or my email. Message me. That way I can add your email to the list of the exclusive content. This is a Snapkeep. I mean, I'll do a little commentary. Just, I'm gonna focus. It's not that I said there'd be 0 content. Okay, so some sort of Grixis Delver. Sure. Yeah, message me on Twitch, Return of the Beard, or you can actually message me on Patreon. That's another way to do it. Just message me on Patreon. There's a messenger on Patreon, and I'll find it. I'll find it, Return of the Beard, and you should expect to. I probably won't, because I mean, you said you're going to bed. I'll probably, when I go to bed after I'm done streaming, I'll update all the new people. I'll put all the new emails into the Patreon thing. And that way you guys all can read the new article, the first edition that's out, and you guys can start downloading music to your heart's content. So, Mandalik. You're blocking my bird, right? You should love Standard with Cruise and Dig Through Time, says Redhead. But like, what am I digging through time into? It's not a Force of Will. It's not a Jace the Mind Sculptor. Like, what am I cruising into? It's not Delvers and Dazes. Like, draw spells are cool, but in the context of what you're drawing, you know, right? Does that make sense? It's fun drawing cards, don't get me wrong, or digging through time. But it's like, if the most exciting thing I'm going to dig through time into is I don't even know what the equivalent would be. Sphinx's tutelage. When is the article's already out? I already wrote it. I wrote it and I published it today. So as soon as I update you, you'll have access to the article. And I'm gonna write a new article each week, and hopefully I don't go crazy. I don't think it's gonna be too time consuming. It took me a long time to write the first article though. I wanted the first one to be really like, I wanted you guys to get a level of expectation for me that I'm going to write several pages of content each time. I don't want to just half-ass it, and I put pictures and everything in there so it keeps it interesting. It's not just a bunch of words. Nobody wants to read that. Sure. Okay. This is that awkward moment where I really shouldn't. He might just be playing Blue-Black Delver. I doubt it. This might be that kind of moment where I'm not supposed to play the sleight of hand, because if I do, then I have a lot of lands in my hand. I'm actually just gonna pass. I hate words! Alright, good night, Beard. Yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited to get some more patrons for Patreon. Terminate reveal. Oh yeah, he just fetched Basic Island, or had Basic Island. He's definitely Grixis Delver. He just revealed Terminate. Now, him terminating birds doesn't ruin us, but it certainly makes it, it means I have to find another tapper, which Glittering Wish can find. If I just simply resolve the Jeskai Ascendancy against this opponent, then it's just a matter of time before I have another piece, another tapper. If he terminates bird, that's great for us. Okay, Fork Bolt, sure. Don't have Spell Pierce, I guess, is what I hope. Thoughtseize, Inquisition. Oh, he's Gurmagging or Tazagurring. Okay. Thanks for voting in the poll, Thought Control. I really appreciate that. It's a Tazagur. So his hand is a Terminate. That's all we know. Terminate 2 unknown. So I think I just resolved Jeskai Ascendancy Pass, and we'll go from there. So every time I'm looking for a piece to reset off, I get to loot away these extra lands I don't need. Which is great. It's not a bad place to be. Glittering Wish into Hydra form. Does that do it? I don't think so. Glittering Wish into Hydra form doesn't because he has Terminate. Depends on if he taps mana. Right. Exactly, Snafu. Right. The strongest thing in Standard for enabling Dig and Cruise are just the fetch lands. Outside of that, there's really not much that can facilitate quick digs and cruise. I guess you could run that single red spell. And here's the next question. I'm asking myself, I guess, this. Do I just Sleight of Hand and hope to hit Fate Stitch? Ooh, I drew a Wind Zendikon. That could change everything. So he's got 2 cards holding up Terminate. I have to go off here. I'm up 3 minutes, so let's think through this. Because we're dead if we don't win this turn. Wind Zendikon doesn't do enough, unfortunately. I mean, what I could do is I could win Zendikon, and before he gets priority, play another Sleight of Hand. Or play a Sleight of Hand. And that's going to cause... Well, no. Then he just terminates the Wind Zendikon. And then I'm basically down a mana. It's tough. Maybe we don't get there. I'm trying to think. I don't want to think on it too long, though, if we're just dead. Thinking. Oh, you're right. The Jeskai trigger would ruin that, wouldn't it? We would... No. Zendikon wouldn't be in play yet, Romario. He doesn't get priority before I Sleight of Hand. But you're right, I don't get to untap Wind Zendikon. He'll just terminate. So we got 4 lands this turn. Maybe I'm just supposed to Sleight of Hand and hope to find Fate Stitcher? Fate Stitcher? Like double Fate Stitcher? I only have 1 blue mana. Sleight and Play for Stitcher doesn't save us here too, Noob Lord. I don't think. I don't think it saves us. Zendikon and then loot. We do have a land drop, yeah. Slim Carry said you're a little too late. Breeding Pool means I take less damage. I'm still in bolt range though, so it's irrelevant, but the Carrot's pretty irrelevant unless I saw... If we'd seen the Red Wisp be relevant. Unfortunately, it's not gonna matter. We had a sweeper to new board I could have tutored up, but it's 5 mana total. I mean, this is the kind of game where if we saw carry to, we just instant won. We saw bird instead. It's okay. Yeah, I am dead, Gabo, I think. Yeah, just a little too slow. I mean, we're usually ready to go off turn 4. It's okay. We've got 2 more games against this guy. Just trying to think what we could draw into that would allow us to keep going off. The fact that he has a Terminate means it's not going to work. Unless we had, like, Crimson Wisps. See, now you're seeing the potential of this card. Like, if you're in a situation, you can give your tappers haste. Like Carry did. Yeah, I don't see a way around it either. So you, like, win Zendikon and then Wish. And then what? You lose anyway. And there's Terminate. Alright. Well, we got plenty of time for 2 more games. How will he board? That deck is normally heavier on Inquisitions and Thoughtseizes post-board. The birds are just not going to work. Nor is Zendikon. I mean, really, we just want to win with Stitchers and Caryatid in this matchup. These just don't do it. So already I'm fine doing that. Some number of this for that. Spellskite, perhaps. You get a loot off of Zendikon. Right, Rufus, but the problem is there's not another blue source to... Let's say we did hit Fate Stitch on the loot, Rufus. There was no... this is actually a fine time to talk about it. Because we're sideboarding. The problem is I didn't have another blue source, Rufus, to continue to go off. Do I use the graveyard? Yeah, I do, T-Fate. I use the graveyard for Fate Stitchers. You can keep Wind Zendikon in. It's okay. I mean, it's a non-creature spell, so it's not a complete brick like birds can be. But him having a plethora of removal for these just... It's not uncommon for me to cut this package, by the way, and bring in this package. It's not. I wouldn't say it happens every game. It's just like when I'm up against this type of opponent and I didn't go off quickly. If you go off quickly enough, the bird is fine because your opponent might not immediately toast the bird. They should. They should. But they might not. I'm fine with this. I mean, we're expecting Thoughtseizes and Inquisitions. Spellskite can protect the Stitchers. We don't have to worry about protecting Caryatid. That's why I think this deck is best built green, because of Caryatid. I can go off turn 2, but I can't go off turn 2 T-Fate if I don't keep Bird. Bird, it has to be Bird plus Ascension in hand, plus Gitaxian Probe or Noxious. So it's actually a very specific set of cards, T-Fate. In order to turn 2 somebody, you have to go turn 1 Bird, turn 2 Ascendancy, and either Probe or Noxious. So, if I board like this, I'm taking out the turn 2 kill. But I think that's correct, because he's going to interact with my birds and my Zendikons. Let's submit here. I'm going to bring in the 2 Spellskites and the 3 Leyline of Sanctity. Now, I'm not going to mulligan for those Leylines. 1, it's a 3 of, not a 4 of. Let's do it. Keep. Not necessarily Gabo. I've beaten Grixis Delver variants. I've beaten twin players. It doesn't, just because your